With the Five Nights at Freddy's movie being out for around 2 months now, this had me thinking, what are the odds that we get a new trailer in 2026 when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's 3? We know 2026 is going to be a big year for Five Nights at Freddy's, whether it's merchandise, Halloween season, books, the games, things like that. But this had me thinking, what can we possibly see in the movie avenue that could really inform us what the future of the movie segment will go for Five Nights at Freddy's? So, the end of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 made around $236 million at the time of this recording. It's going to come out in digital format very soon, maybe January and February. So this really had me thinking, what are the odds that we can get some early development for Five Nights at Freddy's 3? If I'm thinking about it, I do think we're going to get good development noticing and information maybe around the summertime. I do think, they're still in the pre-production, pre-planning. I think not even production. They're still in the planning format right now of exactly how they want to take the story. As we know, Scott and the directors, they love to learn from the fans and learn exactly what they can do to improve the movie. Like we saw in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, they try to improve it with Five Nights at Freddy's 2, making it scarier, making it more intense, more animatronics, bigger, better, bigger stakes, all that stuff. So I think they're going to take a lot of time to really learn and really see what they can learn on. Because as we know, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, loved by the fans, but a lot of people had stuff to say about it, man. When it came to the animatronics, the dialogue, all stuff like that. I do think, you got to give credit to them. I do think Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is going to set up the big reveal of Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Springtrap, Henry Emily, the Charlotte. There was a bunch of stuff in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 that it's kind of hard, man. Even Five Nights at Freddy's 2 as a franchise, like when I saw the runtime of what it's going to be, that it wasn't going to be, I'm a little concerned about that, right? Because the movie is an hour and 44. I mean, I thought with all these characters, you need to make it at least 2 hours. Like, you need to give them a little bit more time to flesh out. As we saw the biggest complaint, we barely saw the Wizards. Withered Bonnie was in there for literally 2 seconds. Same thing with Withered Freddy and Chica. I mean, for what they did in the movie in terms of putting all the pieces together, there's a lot of characters, man. Michael Afton getting thrown in there, Circus Baby getting thrown in there, Vanessa, Mike Schmidt, Abby. It's really hard to flesh out every single character. There's going to be some characters that take a back seat. That's just how it is. That's just really how it is. Like, unfortunately, I wish we can get a 2-hour film about every single character, but that's just not possible. So the way they did it, I think they did it great. The fans loved it. All the theaters I went to were cheering. They were super excited. They were super hyped. The money shows $230 million. The Five Nights at Freddy's movie franchise has eclipsed over $500 million at the box office, combining both films. I mean, that's great. You can't beat that as a production company, as Scott. You can't beat that. That's a ton of money raking in, but we got to keep growing on it. The one thing I give credit to the Sonic franchise is that they're really growing on the movies. We made a video about, another Sonic movie coming out. They're making 4, they're making 5, they're making event films. They're really growing on it. That's what they did with 1, having Sonic. 2 had Knuckles, 3 had Shadow, 4 is going to have Metal Sonic and Amy. What are we going to get that in Five Nights at Freddy's format? Are we going to get more Springtrap? I do think the key for Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is to really flesh out Springtrap, man. Have Matthew Lillard in there. He wants to do it. He really enjoys doing it. Flesh out his character, man. That is a fantastic character, man. All of his scenes have been the best scenes in both movies. Whether it's William Afton, the beginning scene of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, whether it's the end scene of Five Nights at Freddy's, the final battle between him and Mike. Like, all of William Afton's scenes have been absolutely fantastic. Whether it's the nightmare scene of him chasing Vanessa, the reveal of Circus Baby, like, there's so many. All the good scenes have been some inclusion of William Afton or, Springtrap. Unleash Springtrap, man. Have him in there. Go balls deep with Springtrap. Go balls to the wall. Completely release him, man. Have him doing anything he wants, man. Give him the house. Give him the paycheck. And the budget's still good. The budget for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was around 36 to 51. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 had a budget of 20 million. So the budget, if you keep increasing the budget, let William Afton cook, man. Let Matthew Lillard cook. All the scenes in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, having him in it, have been absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's been not a lot of complaints with his scenes. The opening scene of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 with Matthew Lillard in Springtrap format, like, that scene was fantastic. The chase scene of Charlotte, the nightmare scene of seeing Baby. I would love to learn more about Vanessa, exactly what she's going to do, because she is technically possessing the puppet. What exactly is her role going to be? Is she going to chase down her dad? Is she going to chase down Michael Afton? Is she going to chase down Mike Schmidt? Is she going to chase down Abby? Who is she chasing down? There's a lot of question marks. Then you have Garrett, then you have Springtrap, then you have Henry Emily. There's a lot of question marks that need to be answered, but knowing Scott, knowing Blumhouse, it's going to get answered, man. This is one of their best properties that they own when it comes to merchandise, toys, Halloween Horror Nights. Everything they have working with Five Nights at Freddy's is in their favor, man. I have full confidence that we're going to get addressed Garrett. We're going to get addressed Michael Afton. What's his role going to be? Is he going to be still on his dad's side? Is he going to go look for his dad? Or are we going to get a scene like the end of Five Nights at Freddy's sister location? Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I'm going to come find you. Is that going to be the beginning scene of Five Nights at Freddy's 3? Is that going to be the end scene of Five Nights at Freddy's 3? Is it going to burn down? Is he going to survive the fire? What's Henry Emily going to do? There's a lot of questions out there, man. And even though Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was really confusing, you see these questions that I'm asking, that's going to be answered in the third one. That's going to make it all complete, right? Because if you look at Five Nights at Freddy's 1, what were the big questions you're going to have? Is William Afton going to survive? What's going to happen with Springtrap at the end scene? What's going to happen with, Vanessa? Is she going to be okay? What's going to happen with Abby? Five Nights at Freddy's 2, there was a lot more at stake, so there's a lot more questions. What's Mike Schmidt going to do? What's Michael Afton going to do? What's Circus Baby doing? doing in there? What's Henry Emily gonna do? What's Charlotte gonna do? What's Vanessa gonna do? What's Springtrap gonna do? It's good that we're getting these questions asked because they're gonna be answered in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. That's exactly how Scott does it, man. Questions that are asked in the previous game, he always answered them in the next game. That's always been his formula from Five Nights at Freddy's 3 to Five Nights at Freddy's 4, Sister Locations, FNAF 6, Ultimate Custom Night. His formula is very simple. You're gonna ask these questions, gonna be answered in the next film, next game, etc. So all these questions, it's good that we're critically thinking what's gonna happen in these movies, but that's gonna be answered all in the next movie. Garrett, Michael Afton, Michael Schmidt, Abby, Vanessa. I really hope they stretch out this third film, bring Matthew Lillard in there, have him in more screen time. I really wish we get more of Matthew Lillard, man. Springtrap, balls deep. He is here. Springtrap is free. They are here. Springtrap is here, man. I would love to see more Springtrap. My number one ask, give me more Springtrap, man. I would love to see it, man. But yeah, guys, what do you think we're gonna get when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's 3? I do think we're gonna get some sort of news regarding this year of Five Nights at Freddy's 3, whether it's news, whether it's a confirmation, whether it's a trailer, whether it's early development, whether it's early, screen notice, whether it's early screen time, whatever it is, we're gonna get some sort of news this year agreeing with that. Either maybe it's October, maybe it's the anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's, the very first game that came out, happening this year, and Scott releases some news about it because it's the anniversary, some news for us to see. But guys, do you think we're gonna get a trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 3 in 2026? I think we might. Let me know in the comments, man. And overall, what are you expecting for Five Nights at Freddy's 3? Do you want it to be more Springtrap, more Michael Afton? What do you want it to be? Let me know in the comments as well, man. But if you guys can, man, hit that like button, hit that sub button. We're posting new videos every single day, whether that's Mario, Sonic, the Avengers, Five Nights at Freddy's, anything out there, man. Amen. I'll see you guys in the next video.